At 11:01. A lot of things. That's never a good sign for me. Too many things to go wrong. Let's see. Where is my notes? There they are. View the site. Oh, be quiet, dog. No snoring during the Zoom. Thanks for coming on, guys. We'll get started in just a minute. I'm putting something into the chat for you. This will be the notes we're working off of. There are some important links in this. I realize there's it can get tricky if you're on certain devices but not others. You know, these custom instructions, I think we're going to have to be on desktop. Something I should have thought through a little bit better. And this is a hands-on workshop. I don't want you guys... Personalization. Oh no, you can do it. You can do it on your phone. I like doing it on the desktop personally. All right, so let's get it rolling. I'm going to share my screen.
Good morning.
Hi.
It's snowing here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we have like 3 inches, which is the first snow we've had all year, all winter.
Where is
March.
it? Where do you live?
Northwestern New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm going to have the worksheet that you guys have is going to be on the left part of my screen, so you'll still be able to see it. But like I said, there are some links you're going to want to definitely use. I'll try to post them in. Let me start. But now keep in mind that when somebody comes into this late, they won't see the chat. You don't know that about Zoom. So you might see me doing some crazy stuff I want you guys to have. But I just put that in there now, and I am ready to roll. All right, guys. Well, I'm really excited to teach this. My name's Doug Farrar. If you don't know me, I am a... Oh, dog. Come here. Come. Eat. Eat that and then get out of here. Sharon, I might need you to call the dog down. I mean, he's just... My dog's got like behavioral problems now. I think he's confused. I've started getting up at like 4:30 in the morning because I'm just sharper in the morning. So I figure I want to be sharp. So I wake up early and I work. But the dog thinks it's like time to go out and play and stuff. All right, so
thank you for doing all this for us.
You're no problem, Jana. It's my pleasure. You know, we're all learning and we're all getting better and better. So that's what we're going to keep on doing. I'm going to mute everybody out for now, but remember, you can unmute yourself if you need to. Use the hand raising function if you need to get my attention. I almost forgot to record. Holy cow.
Recording in progress.
All right. So here we go. All right. So this is part 2 of our learning how to use AI, which for these workshops, we're using ChatGPT. You don't have to use ChatGPT. There's plenty of other things out there. I won't go over the other things that are out there. If you happen to be on those, don't worry. No, there's no need to worry about which one's better or which one's worse and all that stuff, because it changes every couple of weeks anyway. It's Wild West. Things are moving so fast that you can barely keep up. Luckily, I'm obsessed with this stuff, and I'm learning about it all day long, almost every day. So, and I'm applying it to our Juice Plus business and in all areas of life, actually. So, if that interests you, then you're in the right place. We do have a group called DigiCo on Facebook, and that group is really all about just learning how to use technology better within our business and how we can do that. But I am focusing a lot right now on AI. Okay, I'm putting a link to the group right now. If you're not in DigiCo, I'm putting it into the chat. And if you took the first class, put a 1 in the chat for me, or put a yes. If you didn't take my class last week, put a no. Or if you didn't watch the replay, put a no. So we know who's where and what, all that. I figured it doesn't matter. This is a pretty basic workshop. And in the document that I'm putting into the chat now, this is the outline for today. And inside of that, there's a link. The very first link that you see on your screen, actually right here, is back to the notes for the workshop from last week. Okay, so it's definitely something you're going to be able to catch up on. And last week was actually harder than this week. Okay, last week we talked about prompting and how to write a better prompt so that you get better results from AI or ChatGPT. No matter what I say, I mean the same thing. I mean AI. So if you guys used it last week, maybe you're a new user, or maybe you just found that the way you were prompting was a little different based on our workshop. I'd love for some people to raise their hand, and maybe we could hear a couple things of how you use AI this week in your business or in life. About anything about your business. Could have been social media. It could have been, wondering about a Bible verse. Could have been anything. Go ahead, Dr. Nalani. There you
There
go.
we go. So I have a new VA, and so I wanted her to I wanted her to be able to know what my voice is, how I function, and I asked AI, I told AI specifics about what I wanted her to know, and then AI gave it back to me, and then I was able to tweak it and use it that way. And I have to say, I've done a little bit from what you've taught before, where you actually gave us things that were specific to Juice Plus the first time, and that was, even though I wasn't in this last meeting, that was extremely helpful.
Yeah, I've been using the thing I shared with you guys last week, and I am shocked at how good it is. You guys will have access to this thing for another couple of weeks until the end of March, I think. And then we'll be moving into something a little different, and I'll keep sharing that with you guys. But you can get a link to the it's called the Startup GPT. And again, when I say raise your hand, I mean raise your hand with the oh, there's one person with their hand up. Oh, Pat Sullivan, go ahead. You can unmute.
In fact, I was just looking for it. I am in a business networking group called BNI,
Yeah.
and each week we give a 30-second commercial, i.e. it's called presentation. And so I asked help last week or this past Wednesday, and it was really, I was just trying to find it. It was right on, except I followed your advice and what we were learned last week, and I tweaked it based on, well, this doesn't quite sound like me. And I made just small little comments as you had done, Doug. And I came out with a very nice 30-second commercial that I was very proud to stand up and do. So thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Great job. Elaine, go ahead.
So I was listening to a webinar with Dr. Bill um, Boltowitz, Dr. Will Boltowitz, and he was talking about butyrate. And I know we've heard that term a lot, right, with our product. So I went into chat and said, how else can I get butyrate? And it was just interesting what it came up with, because it just reinforces what I know, right?
Yeah.
And that's what the science is behind it.
And always be careful though. It's getting better and better, but we have to be. Look at the bottom of my screen right here. It says ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info. And there's
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was really there, but I wondered if it was because I've seen it somewhere. So they're kind of making a disclaimer that hey, this thing might mess up, so be careful. But so make sure you're proofreading things. Don't just ask for something and just put it online or send it to your pastor about doctrine or something. You might be barking up the wrong tree. Be careful.
Yeah.
This is the JP AI startup bot that I shared with you guys last week. I can just share it again real quick. It's in the workshop 1 mastering prompts worksheet. There's a link to it there. And whenever somebody shares with you a GPT, they call it, from ChatGPT, it'll open up ChatGPT and you'll see that. Okay, so if you open the link from this JP AI startup from last week, it'll instantly go to, you will see this right here. Oh, there it was. I'm going to copy a link and I'll just paste it here for you guys. And Bella, I see you. Good to see you. All right, so if you open that up, which this is not part of the workshop, we're still just introing, we're still checking in. Remember, this is like I have a new team member, or maybe you're coaching a new team member. And if I just hit start, it's kind of fun to see what it does for starting up. But it's basically, imagine if boards was in there, and you could just talk to it. So now you don't have to worry about like figuring out which board we're on. And so now I've done all my startup things. I hit yes, but I'm going to simulate what maybe you hear this. I'm building my contact list and you hear this from people all the time. Maybe they've been doing the business for a little while. And it's kind of funny for us that have been doing it for 25 years. When you hear people that have been in the business for like 6 months or a year, and they're like, I've already talked to everybody I know. There's nobody left to talk to. Well, what do you think? What do you think my problem is every day? It's not really a problem. You meet new people every day. I just went to the new members class at our church. Met some new people. So let me just kind of teach you how I would use AI, and I would just be very conversational. In fact, I might even use my microphone sometimes. I'm not going to right now. I'm going to say, I don't know who else to talk to. Now, it might think that I only trust it. But okay, we're doing memory jogger. Good. No worries. This happens to a lot of new partners. Make it easy. Memory jogger. Think about people in your life who are health conscious, who have kids or family members who need better nutrition, are busy professionals looking for convenient health solutions. You know what I mean? It just goes through and it gives you good advice. To be honest with you, this is probably what I would say to the partner that called me up and I'm coaching them. You know what I mean? And then when you go ahead and do the conversation, it even gives the advice to use the form method, and which is family, occupation, recreation, or motivation. Okay. Would you like some message scripts to help with outreach? Sure. I am reaching out old high school classmates. I haven't spoken to many of them in decades. See what it recommends I do. Tiff, this is I'm using in case you came in, I'll repost it. This is the actual a custom GPT that I've made called JP AI Startup. And if you click on the link, it'll take you directly to it. And then after you refresh your ChatGPT, it'll start showing up in your browser on the left. You see on my ChatGPT right here, there's a sidebar. It's the one called JP AI Startup GPT. Okay. All right, so look at it. It tells me what to do. Connect naturally, non-business message. Oh, it pains me. I know that some people reach out and they haven't talked to somebody in 25 years and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Jim, how you doing? I heard about this new product. I love it so much. Can I send you a video?" Jim's like, "Doug, how have you been? I haven't talked to you in 30 years. Can I send you that video?" Like, no, they don't want a video. They want to be your friend, okay? All right, so look, it gives you all this information, and this can go on. It's never going to get tired of you talking about things, okay? And don't forget, when you get like a message back from somebody, you could put it into this, and it will just give you ideas on how to respond and things. All right, so with that said, let's move into our new material for this week. We are going to, as good as I know if you used it, or if you used some of my techniques this week I taught last week, your ChatGPT experience got better. However, this is going to like make it 10 million times better. Okay. So the deal is, now imagine I use like this image of, I am sitting in this big office. I am the CEO of Doug Farrar Incorporated, just like Nalani Valentine is the CEO of Nalani Incorporated, right? And then, but with AI, we have this assistant. Okay, it's like this special trained assistant, and but the thing is, like, I'm very curious. By the way, Nalani, eventually, I do want to hear about your VA that you hired. I assume you mean a real life VA, not a GP. But I'll see if I can help you eliminate that person, so you can save some money. But that person, that VA, remember the first thing Nalani said is, well, I want them to sound like me, so I have to teach them to sound like me. And they probably need to know what business she does. They need to know like what country she operates in. They know, how does she like to post? You ever notice how some different businesses post totally different on social media? So how do you figure all that out? Well, and how can we get ChatGPT? Well, last week I gave you like a script basically that would be something you could paste into your ChatGPT, and it's going to tell you a little bit about you. And if you did that with me last week, your ChatGPT was a little smarter. However, there's something called a context length. Like it only remembers so far back in the conversation. It depends which version you're using. Some of them only go back like 20,000 characters. Some go back 200,000, and some go back 2 million characters. But eventually it's going to forget what you taught it about you, unless you do what we do today. So what we're going to do is we're going to customize in our preferences on ChatGPT. And I'm going to follow along on this cheat sheet that I gave you guys. This is not everything that I do with this stuff. I put it into the DigiCo group. It's a Facebook group, but in our team group, Nalani, I will reference the DigiCo group occasionally. I just don't want to blow up our Facebook feed AI stuff. All right, so there's going to be a game changer. It matters because we want to personalize it. It's going to understand what you're all about, your goals, the tone you want, how it should respond, a little bit about you and your life. So it just that way it can sound more like you. All right. So the first thing we want to do is understand custom instructions. All right. It allows you to ChatGPT allows us to personalize using 2 different fields. Now, here in ChatGPT on the right side of my screen, if I go up to my initials up here, and on mobile, you'll find it somewhere. You guys will have to look around a little bit, find it. Find your settings. Now, there's 2 ways you can get there. First of all, there's settings, which is interesting. We don't need to worry about it too much right now. And we have our app settings. Don't need to worry about that. I'm going to skip personalization. And I'm going to go down to data controls real quick. Don't need that actually. Pretty okay. No, I think we're all pretty good. Oh, actually, we're going to go to personalization. Yes. So here's a choice you have to make here, though. There's something called memory. All right. So sometimes when you say something like, I love my favorite thing to grow in the tower garden is lettuce. Say that. I can tell it like remember this, and you'll see it say memory updated, and it'll remember that forever in your chat. But sometimes people want to turn that off. They want it to be kind of clean slate more often, and some people are concerned maybe about security and things like that. So you can also manage your memories. No, I have it remembers that I have a zoysia grass lawn, an icon zoysia, and I'm looking to start a regular treatment schedule, things like that. I'm active in the pickleball community and I eat a vegetarian diet. And oh, it says here, team is frustrated with technology concerns in the company and it's contributing to disengagement. So now I have it's remembering that so that whenever I'm talking about team, it'll remember that, so that's cool. But now we're going to go to custom instructions. I did that a little quick. So let me go all the way back to you can go to settings or you can just go right here to customize ChatGPT. And it gives you a couple of different fields. It'll ask you, what it should call you. I let it call me Doug and have it call you whatever you want. Your chance. It asks what I do. I just say I'm a team leader with the Juice Plus company. You don't have to even fill that out if you want to. But then there's two different ones. There's the what would you like ChatGPT to know about you? An example might be I'm a Juice Plus partner focusing on health and wellness. My goal is to educate clients about our products and grow my network. And then another field they have is how would you like ChatGPT to respond? Or the more modern, they just updated this like last week. What traits should it have? That's more like the response thing. All right, so we're going to work on setting these up. Now, this could be quite confusing. I do have a guide here, and it's right here. Maybe I should have bolded this or something, but in step 2, it says we're going to fill in both fields based on your business needs and communications. Here's a guide, right? So now the guide would just take you through answering all these questions, like define your use case. What do you use it for? What topics or industries should it be familiar with? Now, this could, if you want to do it this way, you can. But I took the liberty, if you don't mind, of creating another custom robot for you. Okay? And this, I'm going to put into the chat right now. And if you click on that, that will open up a custom GPT in ChatGPT. Show it to you. Uh-oh. Not found. I can fix that. Holy cow. Custom instructions generator. Let me get the link to it here for you. I hate when bad things. Oh. Uh-oh.
Doug, can I interrupt a second? Can you please?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you just back up? I was trying to customize and fill in things and I lost track of where you're at. Just where are you at right now? I mean, I was in the customize for myself.
Yeah, you probably want to go out of it for now. Just close it out. I think I didn't share this one. Let me get the link to it here. Aha. I had it set so that nobody else could use it. All right, now I think We sorry about that. Okay, the link works now. Let me put it back into the chat. If you just click on this in the chat, it will open this page. You will see the custom instructions generator. Okay? Now you have to be signed in to ChatGPT in order for that to work. We created our accounts last week. All right, so now you'll see in this custom instructions generator, what we're going to do is use this right now, and you're going to just answer the questions. If you just say begin, or I thought maybe Nicole Fiol might come on. I don't know if you know this about ChatGPT. If you just say start in Spanish, it translates instantly. You can put any language in there, and it's just multilingual. So that's pretty cool. I should not have pressed Spanish because I don't know Spanish. So let me go back to English. All right, so notice, why is my computer going so?
Probably because you're on Zoom. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
This is great, Doug. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm getting back to where you guys are at. Just push the begin button, and it'll start going. It's gonna say I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and it's gonna say let's go over the basics. Blah blah blah. I already have my answers. You guys should do this live as we do this right now. But I'm going to pull up my notes so that I don't have to make it all up again, so I can help you guys as I go. But notice it's only giving you 2 questions at a time, so it's pretty simple. And it's going to remember your answers. Just type them in there. I'm just pulling up my stuff so I can paste it in. I wrote, I am a partner with the Juice Plus company. I sell the Juice Plus products, teach and inspire people to live healthier lives, and I'm building a business team in our network marketing business. My background is in the education field, and I'm very interested in technology and AI, especially in its use in business and personal development and productivity. And I really wrote that. Sounds more like a robot than ChatGPT does. So that's, once you put your answers in there to these first 2 questions, you just hit that up arrow on ChatGPT. That's great. Based on your background, I'll make sure ChatGPT can assist with sales strategies, health education, marketing, blah, blah, blah. Make this nice and big so y'all can see it. Here's some more questions. Would you like ChatGPT to respond formally, casually, or somewhere in between? Always come back and change these. And we're going to paste them into your instruction area and all that stuff, so you'll be fine. My answer to these questions was, I prefer casual responses that are concise. I will ask if I want more detail. Now, I did make a new version of my instructions this morning when I was preparing for this, and it sure is concise now. And I'm not sure if I like it or not, but it's good. So I'm going to press enter or the up arrow. It'll acknowledge me. Got it. I'll keep responses casual and to the point unless you ask for more details. Let's fine-tune how I handle information. Are there specific topics or industries ChatGPT should be familiar with? I wrote, I want ChatGPT to be familiar with network marketing. You might even want to say the Juice Plus company if you wanted to. I said AI in business, health and wellness, sales, psychology, GTD organization. That's my method of how I keep organized. Getting Things Done by David Allen. It's a book. And the coaching of Lori Wang. I've been doing a lot of like personal development coaching, not with her, but on her YouTube channel. And I find her really, she aligns with me. She's very like to the point and just matter of fact. So I like it. I just put her in there so we could look it up and talk more like her and offer advice like that. When it comes to social media planning and content creation, I prefer the style of Bob Heilig. Put that in there. Where did I put the answer to that one? Should assume I have prior knowledge. Oh, here it is. Everybody's typing away. Put something in the chat if I'm too fast or too slow. I could use some feedback right about now in the chat. Okay, and I also wrote into my description, I want ChatGPT to assume I have basic knowledge, but I want to keep learning more and more, so some instruction is helpful to my growth. Great, Vela. Vela's creating her account now. Perfect. I do have both of these recorded, so you'll learn how to use them more. There's a lot of good stuff I could help you with, Vela. Vela is a spokesperson for Heart Association, actually the American Heart. I don't know if she still has, that might have been a 1-year term. I don't know, but he's all around the world teaching about heart disease, health, and stuff. So this will be able to help you a lot. All right, so ChatGPT liked my response. Perfect. I'll tailor responses with those. World Heart. Okay, hi Vel. Good. Bella is hi Vel. Okay. All right, new questions it gave me. I think we're almost done. Should ChatGPT provide direct answers, ask clarifying questions, or offer multiple options when responding? And how should ChatGPT handle uncertainty? Ooh. Show you how I do that. I wrote, I typically like direct answers. But if ChatGPT is unclear about anything, I would like it to ask clarifying questions. When ChatGPT is uncertain, suggest resources. Never make up information. Elaine, I don't always use my computer I use it everywhere. I use it on my phone too. I use it on my computer. What you're seeing right now is actually the computer, the app. I can install the application for Windows PC, and I'm not using it on the web right now. And the reason for that is because there's a few functions that I want to be able to have on here that aren't available otherwise. More advanced things, like if I do the @ sign right now, it'll let me pull in a different thing. Like I'm talking about my settings right now, but if I wanted to talk to the JPAI startup GPT, I could in the middle of this conversation. That's not working on Chrome. Company's working on it. And Joan Olson asked the name of the two authors. I mentioned David Allen has a book called Getting Things Done. And on the web, it's known as GTD. And there's a lot of people that are really into that system of organization for, projects and tasks and stuff. And the other person I really like is named Lori Wang. Hope I got that. Anyway, in the DigiCode group, I think I've already posted some teachings from her. But she's a former data scientist and marketer with Meta and Google. Yeah, Lori Wang and Bob Heilig. Yeah, that's right. And the other was David Allen. Allen, Allen. And Bob Heilig was the other one I mentioned. Bob Heilig has great trainings. In fact, he has a training. Well, no, it's actually for beauty products next week. Or this week coming up. All right, so I finished question 7 and 8. I'm going to enter those. I am looking at the chat, so feel free to pop in there. Last two, I think. What tone should ChatGPT have, and would you like humor in the responses? I said ChatGPT should be analytical, friendly, motivational, as if speaking to a trusted friend or mentor. I read all this stuff because I want you guys to get used to how I talk to ChatGPT because it really matters. That's the most important thing in all. I do not want humor in my responses. I don't want to deal with humor. I'm also going to say this because this is how I approach all my stuff online. ChatGPT should avoid political and socially sensitive topics. Whenever asked directly about such things, ChatGPT should be neutral and present only facts with no opinions offered. We got enough people with opinions on social media. I don't need my AI telling me more. Because you know what it'll do? It'll look things up and it'll find people putting crazy opinions up there. Or like if you go, whether you go to Fox News or MSNBC, depending on what you personally like to believe about life and politics, I don't want it looking at those kinds of things and taking it all as just fact. Because, not to get political, but I think they're both kind of full of crap. You know? Somewhere in the middle is somewhere where the truth is, they always say. And about the $20 a month version. How do I download it on my laptop? You just search for the app in your app store, whether it's Mac or PC. Let's not get into that now, Jana. We do that on Voxer. I'm going to add one more thing. This was pretty cool because I did this. I'm going to say every time I start, that's not one word, every time I start a new chat instance, give me an inspirational quote or Bible verse. I just tried that out this morning just for funsies. And sure enough, every once in a while, it just gives me a little quote from Tony Robbins or from the Bible or whatever. And nice. All right, so now it gives me this. This is a solid setup. Your ChatGPT will be analytical, friendly, and motivational like a trusted mentor. I'll avoid humor, stay neutral on sensitive topics, and present only facts. Plus, I'll provide an inspirational quote or Bible verse at the start of new chat while maintaining consistency across interactions. Here's your custom instructions. All right, so now it's going to teach me what to do. Okay, it's I made it go in order so you could just go paste it in right now. So it says go to settings, custom instructions. Okay, I guess I need a big. All right, so I'm going to do this as we speak. Everybody's working quickly. Don't worry, there's going to be a replay, but don't give up. Don't give up. I know how it is. I've been in workshops before where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm falling behind. I'll just do this later. It's going to be 6 months later. You still haven't done it. Now is the time. I'm taking 45 to 60 minutes to do 10 minutes worth of activities just because I know there's a lot of beginners on here and I want you to get this done. Don't worry, we'll be flying through advanced stuff in the future and we'll make everybody else watch the replays of all forever. Dog, you better get out of here. No. Okay. So let me follow these instructions. It just told me, and it probably told you about the same thing, right? Go to the settings, custom instructions. What would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? And then I'll cut and paste the following. I'm a partner with the Juice Plus company. I'm not going to read it all, but this is what it wants me to cut and paste. So I'm just going to copy it first, because once I go over to the settings, I can't copy and paste this anymore. So I'm doing a copy paste, Control C if you're a shortcut person, or right click copy. And now I have copied all of my little instructions that are going to go into the what would you like ChatGPT to know about you box. So let me go over to my settings in the upper right, customize ChatGPT. And we're going to put it into the box that actually says anything else ChatGPT should know about you. Okay. I'm going to get rid of mine and I'm going to do it totally brand new. All right, and then I'm going to save this. And I am going to enable this for new chats. Definitely. I don't know what happens by default, but there is an advanced tab down here. And I think by default, they're all going to be on. I hope. I take off the code box because I don't write much code at all. And when I do write code, I quickly realize I should not write code. And then I stop trying and I stay in my lane. Okay. But I do want it to be able to search the web. DALL-E, which you won't even have this option if you're on the free version. DALL-E makes pictures. And then Canvas is kind of nice. And advanced voice, I don't know if you have that option. If you don't worry about it. All right, so I'm going to save this now. And I'm going to go back and get those other instructions. All right, the second part said, got any hands up? Go ahead, Nalani.
Who is Sora? I've never used that, and I see it coming up on my.
You have the
on
paid version, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Sora makes videos, which is fun, but videos right now in AI are about 5 seconds long.
Okay.
And it'll take you a lifetime to try to figure out and do anything useful. So it's kind of a toy for
Okay.
now.
Thanks.
All right, so the second one is, how would I like ChatGPT to respond? Copy and paste the following: tone, style, length, humor, memory. And I'm not going to select the green box. I'm going to do these 4 little things, or 5 little things. I'm copying again. I'm going back to my settings, customize ChatGPT. And we're actually going to put it into the box that says, what traits should ChatGPT have? Sorry that didn't line up perfectly for you guys. Words, but it's funny. They changed ChatGPT to update this, but I used ChatGPT to write the instructions for how to do this today. So I actually used ChatGPT to write the instructions to how to create a robot to have it write instructions for you guys. That makes sense. But it didn't have the latest training data, so it thinks it says something else here. So just paste it into what traits should ChatGPT have. And I'm going to ignore these little buttons. I think you can choose if you want it to be chatty, witty, traditional, forward thinking. We already answered the questions. And now I'm done and I click save. And now when you create a new chat, it's going to have those new things. So I just added my new instructions. So if I create a new chat and if I say hi to it right now, it should give me an inspirational quote or a Bible verse. See if it does it. There we go. Galatians 6:9. Not grow weary in doing good. For at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Wow. Maybe they're talking about the digital transformation. Maybe the Lord spoke through my ChatGPT today. All right, we got some stuff in the chat. Sandy, just an FYI, if you quickly hit Command or Control A, it'll select everything correct. It makes it a ton easier to cut and paste. Yeah. Oh, I'm all about shortcuts, Sandy. Shortcuts are awesome. All right. So how are we do? Yes, let's get some questions. Let's try to get everybody caught up. If you're, hold on a second though, before you do your question, if you're one of the faster people in the group, just keep going down the page. I do have some real world application I want you guys to try. Look at the worksheet that I put into the chat. Put it in there again, just in case. Don't worry, I'm coming back to your question in just a minute. What you could be doing is like task 1, write a short and engaging Facebook post about the benefits of Juice Plus for busy moms. A customer follow-up message, like what do I do to follow up, whatever. All right? Try some of that stuff. All right, let's go with a question.
Oh, I just wondered if you had any insight on the pros and cons for ChatGPT to remember, the question is remembering details across interactions for consistency or treating conversations as a fresh start.
Is that one of the settings?
Yeah, it was one of the questions. I just wondered what difference would it make?
Well,
I would think that the history would be most helpful.
yeah, so I like to keep memory on, but it is going to remember things. Like it will remember, even if you haven't done this yet, like Sharon, I think she's on here, and I'm encouraging her to set up her settings, but she didn't have any of these settings set up. But there she is. But it still knows that she's a Juice Plus lady. So if she says create 10 content ideas, it's going to be all Juice Plus related. That's because she's been talking to ChatGPT about Juice Plus.
Yeah.
But you can't really, AI is kind of like an unsupervised toddler sometimes. You have to give it guardrails. So it's good that we put this into the memory officially. How's everybody doing? Give me a 1 if you're good to go. Give me a 2 if you're in a little bit of trouble. All right, so you guys are in a little bit of trouble doing it. We can come back to it, or you can ask a question, raise your hand. We're gonna pretty much go into some Q&A, and it'll probably be related to most of this stuff. But let's try some of these real things, real world application. Content creation, generate personalized social media posts, team communication, anything you need to do, just try it right now. And then let's hear. I'd love to get some people to like unmute and tell us what your experience is. So rather than, because I know some people are kind of like, I'm just gonna watch. No, just get in there, get dirty, play in the mud a little bit. All right. I'm gonna do one. I now, of course, I do this at a more advanced level, so I do some other things, but I'm just gonna use this basic one, see how it works. And to be honest with you, I don't use this part for business very much because I just redid my instructions. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna ask it a question. You should try this. What do you know about me? This is a little scary to put on the screen in front of you guys. Oh, somebody got something in the chat. Thank you. Oh, it's Sharon Farrar. I knew it was going to. When I started scrolling, I'm like, oh, it's going to be Sharon. Sharon knows how to play along as a good leader. Thank you, Sharon. Good leaders are good followers first. So when you got a guy that's drowning on a Zoom and he asks for something in the chat, leaders are the ones that respond first. Okay, I'm a team leader at Juice Plus. I enjoy music. Uh-oh. Look at this, guys. It let some of my plans out of the bag. It says I'm developing an AI-powered subscription service for network marketers using Typing Mind's reseller program. I am. And it's going to blow all this stuff away. I'm a vegetarian, a pickleball community. A lot of this came from the memories. Interesting. So Sharon, what'd you out? I asked it what I should do today. That depends on your goals for the day. Here are a few actions based on your role. Oh, that's good. So here's a really good thing. I'm going to copy Sharon's. So I'm just copying, pasting from the chat. And I'm going to start a new chat because I want to see my new Bible verse. Yeah. It likes the Bible more than just inspiration. Okay. What should I do today? I guess it could tell me to work on my zoysia grass. Work on refining your AI agent prompts. Marketing plan and onboarding. Yes. Personal growth. Mine's a little bit more diverse. I think because I don't use it. I have a different thing I use a lot. But here's what you do now. And I'm waiting for a hand or two to come up. Oh, wait, already copied and pasted that into a document. Hers was great. What? Oh. Sandy, that's so funny. You don't have to copy and paste hers. You could do yours. Wait, where did you put that instruction part? Oh, Cindy, I put it in when I was creating it with that other thing, but now that I've created it, if I go back to customize, notice here in the lower box, at the start of every new chat instance, ChatGPT should provide an inspirational quote or Bible verse. Put that into the chat for everybody in case you want. You can ask it to tell you a joke every time. Right? So here's what's really important. So by the way, guys, if you wanted to put that little Bible verse thing, I just pasted it into the chat. You would go into your customized ChatGPT. And then in the lower part where it says anything else ChatGPT should know about you, at the very end, I think you could also put it as a bullet point in the traits. But I have it in the lower one. All right, so here's what's really important in ChatGPT. Where are we at with time? We're almost, all right, we're about wrapping it up here. And again, if you have a question, I'm gonna show you one thing, and then I'm gonna ask some more people to share. And if you can't, that's okay. And don't feel bad if you're having trouble setting this up. I'm probably just gonna go through the setup again because some people might need that. All right, so what you want to do is you don't just accept what it gives you. Okay, it said that depends on your priorities. Here's a few focus areas based on what I know about you. So I can choose. I'm going to work on personal growth. Okay. How about some suggestions for personal growth? Now, remember what I taught you last week about prompting. We want now. I don't have to say anymore that you are an expert in personal growth. You will blah blah blah. You could do that. It'll give you even better prompt. But remember the important parts. The role is already baked into what it is now. It already is. It's in your system settings. We're gonna tell it what it should do and give us some more details. So I'm gonna say, how about some suggestions for personal growth? I will say I am struggling to find the right words when following up with prospect sales language. Now, right now, I could just say this and see what happens. Or yeah, let me just do that because I'll have another response after. Finding the right words and follow-ups is key to keeping prospects engaged without feeling pushy. Here are some personal growth activities. Okay, here's a great, it's a study Bob Heilig's approach. So what am I going to do? Am I going to go search the internet for Bob Heilig's approach? No. Check this out down here. Now I could just say, I pasted study Bob Heilig's approach. I'm going to say create a study guide about Bob Heilig's approach. But now if I push enter right now, ChatGPT is going to use its memory of when it's been trained. But I don't know if you know this, but ChatGPT has not had a full training since like at least 6 months ago, maybe a year ago. So if you don't click this button down here where it says search the web, it doesn't know who the current president is. It doesn't know like who won the Super Bowl. Okay. So you have to have search on in order to have the most latest information. And I'm going to want it to go out onto the internet, learn about Bob Heilig, and then create a study guide for me. Let's see what it does. So it's going to give me a lot of decently good information. But now I would want to dive in deep. Maybe I want to learn more about this love, serve, grow approach or systems. But instead I'm going to say create a framework, kind of like a popular word, for having conversations with prospects using a Heilig approach. But it comes up. I'm trying to like learn a little bit more. Now it's starting to give me examples. Identify needs through thoughtful questions. So now it's almost like, to be honest with you, like I find myself reading less books now because I can use this almost like a book. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. I hope that's helpful. Can I get a 1 or 2 shares before we land the plane here today? And I do really need to know if people are like deep trouble and they just could not follow along at all, because I would like some follow-up videos in the digital group or something, step by step, or make a poster or something. Deep research, Jana, is awesome. Since we're just going to be talking, I'll let it do it. I'm going to say, if I go deep research and it says, oh, I only have 2 more available until March 28th. You only get 10 a month, even on the paid version. So I'm not going to use it right now. I'm sorry. But it will, if I said create a workbook, a comprehensive workbook training on the Bob Heilig approach for my Juice Plus business, create separate chapters for blah, 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 and then create a cheat sheet, a worksheet, a training guide, as well as a social media post for my team group, and then a project broadcast campaign with 5 messages to invite people to the training. It'll just start working, and it'll work for like 15 minutes, and then it'll just go, and it all comes out. Yeah, Nancy, I'm sorry. We'll get it on the replay. All right, so deep research is amazing, but I will say this, that if you run out of deep research, you can go to like what you call it, let's go to Gemini. That's the Google version, and Gemini always does deep research if you ask it. Oh no, actually you have to train it to here, I think. Here we go. 1.5 Pro with deep research. So I could ask it there. And then if you go over to another AI that's awesome, Grok. This is the Elon Musk one that's associated with X. You can have a research mode right here. Grok is great. There's all kinds of different ones. DeepSeek, this is that Chinese one you hear about. It's really good. You just have to not worry about, I mean, if you don't want China knowing your information you're putting in there, that's fine. I figure, I don't mind China knowing that I'm a Juice Plus team leader, because if our product ever goes into China, maybe I'll get more customers. I don't know. But it has deep think on here. So I use that sometimes. All right, a couple of doctors that did research on their topic for 48 hours, came up with better stuff. Yeah, I mean, mark my words, you'll think I'm a genius someday, but especially once they figure out how to get quantum computers to work well, they're going to be finding cures for the ailments that we wish we had cures for, things like cancer and all that. It's just able to do a lot of things. Stuff's coming. The world is different. It's kind of like, if you only, when they invented the car, there was people that said, "Oh, those people with the cars, they're just lazy." And then they're like, "Dang it, those people with the cars are getting everywhere quick, and they get to visit their family and stuff. Let me get a car." That's what's happening now. There's some people that are like, "Oh, I write my own social media posts." Well, good for you, right? This is going to take away. That's why Nalani got a VA. No, that's a virtual assistant. Are they local? Or are they in Indonesia? Where'd you get one?
Well, the person who owns the company is here.
Yeah.
And she is in the Philippines, and
Yeah.
I'm very tempted to not. I was doing this on a trial, and and I know that it takes time to train her as to who I am and what I am and what I do. And I'm really considering training ChatGPT to be my VA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you saw in one of my things, I'm developing a thing, and I'll just close. Am I not sharing my screen now? Not seeing my
No, you're
screen?
not.
That hasn't been for very long, I hope. Okay. Okay, no. Um, so I'm developing a whole suite of things. So there'll be like the main thing, but then like that startup thing will be the Juice Plus startup, and then there'll be like a product expert that knows everything you could ever imagine about the product, including every research article and all that stuff. There'll be a copywriter, there'll be a blog writer, all that kind of stuff. But I'm also doing it for using that as my first case test subject, but I'm also going to be doing that for like companies. So some like for you do so many diverse things. I've already just I've had people coming to me saying, "Hey, can you set this up for my business? So I have this for one for HR, one for this, one for that." And so it's almost like a little suite of fully trained AI bots.
Mhm. Which I have kind of sort of that, for my book, for
Yeah.
other things that I do. But when you're dealing with a VA who's not with you,
That's
I
my
just find,
hesitancy. I think only if you have them doing like social media, maybe. Um, but even then, they have to get the right tone, and yeah, it's a challenge.
exactly. And then I end up doing it myself, you know. So
Uh,
this is just a trial.
to
We'll
be honest
see.
with you, I would go to deep research on ChatGPT and say, based on I've recently hired a VA for and list all the things that in your world, because you have
Mhm.
multiple businesses and whatnot.
Mhm.
Develop a comprehensive strategy how I can best utilize them for each of these areas or whatever you want, and just let it go to town.
I did that.
Yeah. And then you'll get some good
Yeah, and it
ideas.
gave me some instructions to give to her, and which I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Create instructions, create it in, you know, Indonesia, Filipino language, whatever you want, you know.
Mhm.
All right, any final questions? Let me ask you this. Put something in the comments if you need me to do if the if you need more follow-up than just the replay. If you can do the replay and just watch this, that's good. If this was completely confusing and way over your heads, I do need to know that. I get spoiled because Sharon is he is so good at technology that if she did it really quick, I just assume everybody else is, but she's really good.
When is your next training?
No, I'm gonna kind of keep these going. I like the Saturday morning time slot, so I might just go more of a generalized Q&A and like demoing things, like examples of how I used it. Maybe, I mean, there's so many things I think you guys would benefit from, of just seeing, like, let's go through the process of creating an event and everything that goes with it. Let's go through the process of this or that. You know? Inez, I saw that you were confused. Maybe you can go back and maybe even the first one, but yeah, just if you even are started using ChatGPT today, I think you'll start to wrap your mind around it if you just play with it a little. Just have conversations. I mean, it is kind of cool in that
So Digico on Facebook is where we can go to get all the trainings, including the introduction to this.
yeah, that's really where you should ask questions and all that stuff.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. But of course, if you have the paid version, Nalani, I don't know, do you ever use the chat function?
No.
So it's really nice, and it works really well. Good morning.
Chat function, I mean, how do you access that?
You do. How can I assist you?
Oh, I'm on, how do I kick myself out of here? But you can just chat. Oh, sorry. Leave meeting. Holy cow. So you can just talk to it and have a conversation. So sometimes if I'm just driving in the car.
Unmute which one you want. I unmuted you. I mean, I muted you.
Okay, yeah, I got it now. Yes, you can change your settings of what you want your chat to sound like in your settings. So if when you go to your settings, go to voice or audio, and you can choose from about 5 or 6 personas, whichever one. And you can also, if it's going too slow, you can say, "Hey, in the future, speak faster," and it'll speak faster.
Okay,
Oh,
and settings.
listen. What's on the schedule today? What do you think we should do?
Your goals for the day. If there's something specific you need to tackle, we can break it down into manageable steps. Anything particular?
No. I want you to stop talking. There we go. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. Next weekend is conference, so we will not be on here. And the following weekend, we'll probably I'll probably do like a 11 or 12 noon, like a general stream. I don't know if it's going to be on Zoom or if I'm going to just start streaming onto YouTube and let people ask things in the chat. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it. But get in that Digico group. You guys, I'll put a link one more time and then we'll sign off. There's only about 100 people in there. Feel free to just ask questions. That's the group. We can spam it up with all kinds of things and not worry about it blowing up our team groups and stuff. Thanks, Elaine. I like your way of thinking. Me too. Somebody finally understands me. Hell yes. Oh,
Nanette does too, I promise you that.
I love Nanette. I just thought of her, but I forgot what I was going to tell her. Oh, you know what I did with ChatGPT? I don't know if you noticed this, Nalani. I am working on a special thing, and I'll have this definitely for our team after the conference. That is like a short questionnaire. I don't know if it'll be like you guys did today, where you do it on ChatGPT or like a Google form, but having people explain, like Annette is Nalani's daughter. She's a Pilates instructor, works the business part time, and da da da. So you fill out all the things about yourself, how long you've been doing it, what your favorite part of the business is, rating how comfortable you are, like sharing the product, sharing the business, blah blah, blah, all this stuff. And I'm going to develop like business plans for. And I did that in like, I did a quick version for Nanette while I was sitting next to her at the Peachtree Boot Camp. And I don't know if she like took it serious or even really read it, but it was good. She should read it because it gave vision to how to integrate Pilates into Juice Plus and how to like expand her social media presence to become an authority and an influencer in Pilates. So, and with Sharon, it would probably give her like a better strategy for like meeting people at pickleball and getting them to join the team, and whatnot. So I think we all have opportunities. Vela, Hyvel, with what you do, not only with Juice Plus, but as a health influencer around the world. Like, I mean, she is like a major, major influencer, guys. And she is a gifted speaker and communicator. The power of this could really just 10x everything you do already do. It's just a matter of adopting and learning about it. Like I said, I'm trying to make it where it's a little bit easier for everybody and bring people along on this journey. So, thanks for signing in.
Thank you.
Hit me
Thank
up
you so much.
directly
Thank
if you have any
you. Thank you very
direct
much.
feedback that would help me get better. Let me know because it's kind of a new area. Got it, Sandy. And Jana, always great to see you.
Thank you so much. I
Thanks,
really
Dave.
appreciate this. Thank you.
You're doing a great job. Thank you.
All righty.
Doug, I have a quick question for you.
Yes, I'm going to hang out. We're going to do, if you want to know a project broadcast question, we're going right into it. Go ahead.
Okay. This probably won't surprise you, and maybe someone else can learn from my technical challenge life. But I signed up for Project Broadcast just on the free. Remember how I told you I'm not getting like